Hello Whovians and welcome to my latest Doctor Who review, where today I review the 101st Doctor Who story, The Androids of Tara, starring Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor. So, The Androids of Tara, the basic plot is as follows. Finding the 4th segment of the key to time was simple enough, but holding onto it may be another matter. The 4th Doctor and Romana find themselves embroiled in the political games of the planet Tara, where doubles, androids, or otherwise complicate the coronation of Prince Reynard. There we go, that's the essential premise of this story. Okay, The Androids of Tara. This is an interesting story. It is often regarded by many people to be the best of this season. And fair enough, each to their own, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but it may surprise you to know that I think this story is a bit overrated. In my personal opinion, I think this story is just overrated. Now, I do like the story. I want to make that clear. I don't hate the story. I think it's a decent story, but I don't think this is the best in the season at all, personally. For me, the biggest problem with the story is that it's just very talky. It drags on for 4 parts. I mean, not all of it drags, don't get me wrong. There are some fun sequences in it, but there's not really much of a story, as far as I'm aware. They're just trying to stop this Count Grendel, who wants to become the king and take the throne, and that's really it. There's not really too much involvement in the story, and I mean the androids themselves are quite cool. I mean they look similar to the ones in the Android Invasion, but really there's not much of a story, and that's kind of my problem. I know I may get some flack for this, but it's just my personal opinion. I just didn't find the story that engaging. It was fun. I mean, it was certainly a fun watch, and there's some great sequences in it, like I said, and there's a great sword fight at the very end. There's a great sword fight at the very end with the Doctor and Grendel, and that does go on quite a while though, that fight. But I do quite like that. The villain himself, I think the villain is really good. Grendel, he's certainly he's certainly hamming it up. He's enjoying his part. Peter Jeffrey as Count Grendel. Although the way he is dispatched of, he just basically dives off a cliff and we never see him again, so he just escapes. I think this is a great story for Mary Tamm as Romana. She gets a lot to do. She actually plays 2 parts in this story. She plays Romana, but she also plays Princess Strella, and they do make reference to both of them and that they look alike, which is quite good. So Mary Tamm, this is a great performance. The best so far. There's only 2 more stories with her left, so it's very sad. And Tom Baker is the Doctor. Once again, he's on fine form. There's no problems there. And same with John Leeson as K9, the voice of K9. K9 gets quite a lot to do. I like the boat scene with him and the Doctor. That's very much fun. The Prince, played by Neville Jason, he's also very good. Although a lot of the story, he is sort of confined to his prison cell or bound to his bed or whatever. But he obviously plays an android counterpart of himself, and I think the way the actors portray the android counterparts is very good. Other characters like Zadek and Farah and Madame Lamia are also very good. There's just, to me, there just wasn't much that stood out about this story. I mean, they're on this planet. It sort of has a medieval feel. I just found some of the sequences to drag, and I just couldn't get into it as much as other people. But I had fun with it. It was a decent story. The sets and production design are fantastic, and I do like, as I say, the final confrontation with the Doctor and Grendel, that sword fight. But to be honest, it just felt kind of empty, really. The story was really nothing, and you know, it just didn't go anywhere for me. I just felt like there wasn't not much of a resolution. I mean, yeah, the prince just manages to get his throne in the end. I mean, you could see this as just something of a fun romp, and that's fine. You know, each to their own. And if you happen to love this story, that's fine. But I just think the pacing really drags for 4 parts, which is annoying. And there's very much talking. There's a lot of talking in this story. There's quite a shocking moment when the scarf nearly gets burnt as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this one. I really do not have a lot to say about it. The direction by Michael Hayes is good. He keeps the story tight. It's not like the slowest story ever, but it does drag on for me. The writer, David Fisher's script, it's good, but I think it could use a bit more. They could have gone further with it. And yeah, again, I like the costumes. It's all very vibrant and colourful, and it does have a very interesting look to it. But there's just too much talking for me. I just couldn't really get into it as much. But you know, fair enough. If everyone likes it, I may be in the minority. That's fine. But at the end of the day, this really is just kind of a it's good. It's good. It's a fun story, but I think it could have been tightened in a few areas. But yeah. But again, shout out to Mary Tamm for her brilliant performance. So this has been a very brief review, but honestly, I just don't have a lot to say about it. So I'm going to give this one, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Now that might shock some people, but opinions are opinions. But yeah, please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think and if you enjoyed this story. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did. It's overrated for me. But nevertheless, we move on next time to The Power of Kroll. So yes, look forward to that. Thank you very much all for watching. Please leave your comments down below, let me know. And until next time, see ya.